Hey, what's up, everyone? Me and my friend Sam, we're going up to Detroit, Michigan. We're gonna make my first, actual travel video for YouTube. So I'm gonna hand the phone to him and I'm gonna start driving.
What up, what up? We're on our way to Detroit. They call it the D, Detroit, Michigan, the forgotten city of the USA. There's a lot of things there that many people haven't seen, and we're about to show you. So strap in for the ride because it might be bumpy. Known to have some of the worst roads in the nation.
And we're leaving from Toledo, so it's
Toledo,
really not good
Toledo, Ohio. So for the viewers out there that don't know, Toledo, Ohio is a mini Detroit. It's its sister city. It's about a quarter of the size, maybe half the size. But Detroit, Michigan's the real gutter. That's where there's a lot of things people don't know, and that's what we're here to show you. So, like I said, get ready for the ride.
I think we've got about 2 hours before we get there, so hopefully you guys stick around and give me some view time for my channel.
Yeah, man. Make sure you hit that button in the top to subscribe. We'll bring you whatever content you're looking for. We travel all over to some of the worst places in the country just to show you what other filmmakers are too scared to show you.
It's a cop, of course.
There's cops out here. But that's to be expected when you're headed to the hood.
Do we have any viewers yet? No, none. I think it picks up eventually, though.
Should I keep filming?
Yeah. You don't have to talk constantly either, just when there's, once we get more people, I guess.
Do I leave it on myself or towards the road?
You can leave it towards the road if you want.
Yeah, because anything. So, Detroit, Michigan's an interesting place. Used to be one of the most prosperous places in the country, and then there's this thing called the White Flight, where basically in the 80s, all of the prosperous families with money decided to leave. And that basically shut the city down overnight and has created the Detroit, Michigan that you and I have heard about today. And downtown's coming back. It's making a revive, but certain sides of the city that will never be revived, and that's what we're here to show you. Off of 8 Mile.
There's a lot of houses that were really nice. I think most people would consider them mansions now, but they just got abandoned and they're completely run down. Some are burnt down, but just sitting there. And it's kind of a crazy sight because it's almost like post-apocalyptic looking. But we'll definitely show you guys some of that today while we're making our video.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we're about to encounter. You never know what you're gonna see when you're in Detroit, Michigan. That's for sure. I was on the highway one time in Detroit, and I actually saw two cars going 80 miles an hour in traffic, and they pulled up side by side and were pouring liquor into each other's cups on the highway. You know, you only see stuff like that in Detroit, Michigan.
That's pretty crazy. I went up there a few times to buy cars, and every time I thought I found a good car, it was like completely wrecked. It looked good in photos, but as soon as I saw it in person, it just looked like it had a really bad paint job, like tons of orange peel. And I decided to not buy cars in Michigan anymore because it was just a mistake every time I went up there.
Yeah, on that note, it is called the Motor City for obvious historical reasons. You know, it's the headquarters of Ford. You know, you got Stellantis there, aka Dodge.
Jeep. Fiat.
All the headquarters are based out of Detroit.
Actually, we're about to go buy Jeep here in how long do you think?
5-10 minutes we'll pass the Jeep location here in Toledo, which is, you know, the mini Detroit, right? So we have auto industries here because of Detroit and the proximity being, you know, about an hour to 2 hours away from the Motor City itself. But yeah, so definitely be careful about buying cars in Detroit. You always got to be careful. That's for sure. There's a lot of chop shops up there. There's also a lot of honest dealers, but you just got to know where you're shopping. That's a whole different story.
I don't know where you guys are from, but up in Detroit, they also have, or Michigan in general, they have a lot of weed shops where you can just go buy weed at an actual store, and that's like really strange for a lot of people, depending on what state you're from, but it's one of the things that Michigan is known for now, for sure.
Yeah, so what Nick just said, yeah, so once we pass the Ohio border here in about 20 minutes or so, we'll be in Michigan, and almost every billboard that you pass is a legal marijuana shop advertising to come shop with them.
We'll show you that too.
Yeah, we'll show you that, because it's
kind of funny.
Michigan is the number 2 state for legalized marijuana in the United States, behind California. So it's very prominent around there, and they make it known. They don't hide it. So
as soon as you cross the border, that's all you see. Every billboard is only just weed store advertisements, and there's a lot of them. Like, if you go to a small town, there'll probably be like, what, 5 dispensaries?
Easily. I mean, at this point, it was legalized in the state of Michigan in 2021, and there's easily a couple 100,000 dispensaries within the state now. It's unreal.
Like, remember when vaping first became a thing, and then like every empty store everywhere became a vape store?
Yeah.
That's basically what Michigan is now, but with weed.
But on the positive side, so Michigan, speaking about going back on how bad their roads were, the good thing about their legalization is that they've actually made so much money off taxpayer dollars off legal marijuana that their roads are actually, for once, getting fixed, which is unbelievable to anybody who's from Michigan. They thought they'd never see the day that would happen.
Yeah, my entire life, anytime I've went up to Michigan, the roads were just like, it's what you would think of when you think of Kentucky. How, like, you would think that it would be like really back roadsy, and there would be like unpaved roads and stuff, but Kentucky roads are actually really nice. Michigan roads are like, they have like sinkholes on the highway. Not actually, but the potholes are just horrible. And Kentucky has race roads in comparison, but there's even spots in Michigan, I would say more towards the middle, but you'll have like residential neighborhoods that don't have paved roads. They're just like gravel, and that's, I don't know, that always kind of struck me as strange, but
Yep.
Yeah.
Michigan's definitely its own state. They do things their own way. That's for sure. So we'll see some interesting things today. Undoubtedly, to the spots of town we're about to take you to. Yeah, I think it'll be a good day for some footage.
Have you guys ever seen Wonder Bread at the store? We have the Wonder Bread factory here in Toledo. Also, Hostess. They might make those.
There is your
little
Wonder
Debbie's
Bread
here.
factory. To any of you who don't know, it's a very generic brand of bread. I wouldn't recommend it, but it is famous to Toledo. If Toledo could be famous for anything besides being ghetto, it'd be Wonder Bread.
The only thing that's really good here is a steakhouse that Sam showed me. Actually, it's a actual true 1920s steakhouse, and it's kind of in the hood of Toledo, just because at one point it was really nice in that area, but just over the years, obviously the older parts of cities get turned into kind of bad areas over time, and but anyways, it's a really good steakhouse. They have some of the best steaks, and they dry age all their meat, so all the flavor from the, what do they do? Is it a marinade or?
Yeah, so on that note, it's called Mancy's Steakhouse. They've been around since the 1920s. Like Nick said, it was there before everything went downhill. So Toledo's always had auto money because it's a mini Detroit, right? So the steakhouse is about 2 miles from where all the auto factories used to be in the Rust Belt of the city, and still there. Everything's still original. Tremendously good food. It's honestly probably the only true 5-star restaurant in the whole city. But yeah, people go there for special occasions and whatnot because it's a tremendous steakhouse. But yeah, no, they dry age their steaks, usually 48 to 120 day dry aged, which is rare to see a steakhouse do these days. It's like a forgotten art in food. But yeah, Mancy's is definitely a reason to visit Toledo if you ever have a reason to visit Toledo. Here is downtown Toledo.
It's not very big, but
we're talking about a population of 500,000 people for the whole metropolitan area. It's a mini Detroit, like I said. There's nothing much here to write home about besides just squalor. But there are some good things in this area. I mean, key word is some. Like the steakhouse I just mentioned, but yeah. Once we get to Detroit, there will be quite a bit more to see on that note.
is 8 miles still really bad?
Yeah, so for those of you who probably know, I mean, most people understand the word 8 Mile when they hear Detroit. It's where, famous rapper Eminem was born and raised. Yeah, 8 miles, it's a long street, right? So it goes for about 20, 30 miles, all the way from one end of the city to the other end of the wealthy suburbs. So you have the good side of 8 Mile, and then you have the dangerous side of 8 Mile. And the dangerous side of 8 Mile hasn't changed since the 80s during the white flight. It's only gotten worse and worse and worse. And then, the good side of 8 Miles just maintained its status and hasn't gone downhill, but that's because, like I said, it's in the suburbs. 8 Mile's a very long street. But, yeah, we're about to show you the dark side of 8 Mile. So it'll be cool here.
Maybe we'll go explore the area with the abandoned houses too.
Oh yeah.
You can tell at one point they would have been very, very nice houses.
Yeah. And another crazy thing about the abandoned houses out there. So There were so many abandoned houses in the state of Michigan, especially in the city limits of Detroit, that a couple of years back, the city of Detroit actually made a deal with people that if they bought one of the abandoned houses, you could buy another one for $100 just to either demolish it or refix it. That's how cheap they were selling the land and the buildings. If you bought one, you would get a whole nother piece of property with a building on it, even though, keep in mind, it's a dump. You could get all the land and the building for $100. That's pretty shocking. And the reason they did that is because they want these houses demolished. They want them either
Somebody
redone.
living in them to get some tax money.
They're trying to fix this issue of just abandoned homes, abandoned buildings that has happened over the years. And from what I understand, it's actually a lot of people took up the opportunity, and some neighborhoods are being fixed and brought back. But there's also, it's a big city. There's a lot of places that are completely just forgotten by society, and honestly, sadly, will always be like that. But yeah, Detroit's it's a very interesting city. There's a lot of things in Detroit that are only in Detroit, and people from Detroit know what I'm talking about.
So we're getting close to the Jeep plant, right?
Yeah. So we're still in Toledo here. The Jeep plant, we're approaching about 1 mile away. I can see it. I'll put it on camera here for you guys once we start to pass it. But the Jeep plant is about the main source of income for the auto industry in Toledo. And that's obviously with its ties to Detroit, which is about 45 minutes away from where we sit right now, right next to the Michigan border here.
There, you can kind of see it right there.
Yeah, I'm going to zoom in on it here once we pass it in about 30 seconds. They do still make the Wrangler there. So yeah, what Nick just said, this is the Jeep Wrangler headquarters here, if you can see it, between that I-75 barrier. I'm trying to get the best angle for you, but that's the Jeep plant right there here in Toledo, Ohio. It's
a huge place.
It's a huge place. Definitely not a place I would want to work personally, but there's a lot of jobs that are held down there. That's where the Jeep Wrangler's made. For those of you who didn't know.
The Wrangler, and I think they also make the, what's that new Jeep?
They make the Jeep Wagoneer there as well.
So they make the Wrangler, the Wagoneer, and what's the truck?
I'm drawing a blank on the name of the truck.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm sure if any one of you guys are Jeep lovers who are watching, slide up and let us know what the truck's called. But yeah, they make the Wrangler and the Wagoneer for sure at that Jeep location we just showed you.
Tractor pulling championship just got done, I guess. For some reason that happens around here, but showing that like tractor.
Oh yeah, so yeah, the National Tractor Pull in Bowling Green, Ohio, which isn't far from here. Here's one of those tractors that somebody was competing with. Probably on their way back to Detroit where they live, because we're on the I-75 corridor here.
It's always seemed like a strange thing to do, like a strange thing to enjoy.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about racing tractors, but I think some people probably find it an adrenaline rush if they're what's the word for it? A hillbilly, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
the I-75 corridor. A lot of things pass through this highway from north to south every day. Many legal goods and also illegal goods, if you could imagine. And we'll be in Detroit in about 35, 40 minutes. And we'll keep you posted.
Oh, really? That soon?
Yeah, something like that. You're doing about 80 and a 65. You'll be there. You'll be there relatively quickly.
No, he's joking. I'm currently stuck behind traffic.
Oh yeah, that's my fault. I thought we were going faster than we were, but I mean, we are in a Lincoln, right? This thing's a smooth ride, so that can happen.
So, you know, another idea is we could also go up to Livonia, Michigan, and like over there on Big Beaver Road, and I bet we'll spot a lot of exotic cars. Like, what do you see up there?
Yeah, so the rich suburbs of Detroit.
Oh, wait, there's one of the
Oh, yeah, here we go.
weed.
There's a dispensary sign right there for you, like we were talking about. We just crossed the border into Michigan. So I will show you the next dispensary sign, which will be in about